So now we at par four. So we on our way back to the house, and Jay stayed over there like in Roanoke over there on that side of town. So we get back home. It's like Papa Sherman knew, right? It's like he knew, man. That's why he made us that breakfast. It's like he felt that we was gonna have a special day that day, man. It's like he already knew, man, because he make us good breakfast. Like when he made us like a good breakfast in the morning, he knew something. Even when we came back home that day, man, they had the pepper pot going, man, with the homemade. It was a juice they used to make too, man. It was scary. It was some kind of juice they made, like a homemade juice. Man, they used to only let me get one cup though. They used to give me one glass, y'all. Cause mind you, I wasn't EI, man. I was a point of time. Y'all know, y'all go back and hear my stories. But I just wanted that juice, man. So Jay happy, we back around the way. So he can't wait to go tell the band members on what just happened. So the whole time he's like, man, his house phone was back there. Man, he called us like, man, we gonna get Lil E on the mic. Lil E gonna be our lead talker. So not knowing at the time that they was having auditions, because remind you, this band was like the stars, like the childhood stars. Not really for music, but for sports, like the kids that was. So everybody wanted to be a lead talker for this band. So he's like, man, you coming to the next practice? And I was like, man, I ain't even trying to, do all that. I really wasn't. That wasn't my path for me to do that. To be with the music, the go-go band. I was happy with the school. Finally, something is going for me good in life. I'm going to school. I'm at the radio station. I don't know what I just did on stage just now. I'm on Cloud 30 on it one time. I'm on Park Ritchie on a rooftop about to skydive for real. And he was like, man, you coming to the next practice. We having trials. He's like, but you got it. You going, because Jay was the one that put the band together. So I go to the first practice, and I remember seeing the people who was there. I said, damn, they in the band. These people we grew up with. And I'm like, dang, all right. And I just see them all on the mic taking turns or whatever. Shout out to my brother Donnell, D. Sims, Duville Apartments. What it do? Duville. So he was the rapper. So me and Dale, that's a whole nother story. Me and Dale end up recording on boom boxes in his room. That's a whole other story I could tell you guys about. Like this music path that I'm gonna tell you guys is gonna make sense, man. Is the way it's all gonna come together. But I had to tell you guys the story first so you can understand the path and the journey. So he was like, coming to next practice. I remember I'm sitting there on the mic. He was like, because already he done sized it up to them, like what I did at MC Rockville, and people talking about it. It like hit the airwaves. He was like, go, hey Louis, go, Papa, get on the mic. So I get on the mic, and this is the second time that I ever got on a microphone. And this time it's not in front of a lot of people. It's in front of my peers, the ones that I know that's good in basketball, football, you know, baseball, like these are good athletes. So I'm like, I didn't get that same effect that I got when I got on stage that time. Maybe because I knew it was the energy, it was bad energy. But I remember getting up there trying to remember what I said, and I couldn't. It's like I kind of blanked out. I couldn't remember nothing I rapped about. So as you know, Go Go uh, is like a remake of a song. So I was trying to remember a song that I remember my sister. She used to play like MC Light songs, Light as a Rock. I tried to remember like one of them joints. I couldn't. I couldn't remember a BDP. So I couldn't remember nothing. I went blank. So now Jay was like, hey man, stop playing around. He on the Congos. And he ain't even playing the Congos like how he was back then, right? Because he telling people how he was hitting the Congos. So he waiting for me to get in the zone so he could show the way he did as well. But it was just dry. It was dry to the point the people that was auditioning like, man, he fluked. They was quick to say that. Like, oh man, he sleep, man. He ain't on nothing. Cause you gotta realize me with the music, yeah, they knew I went up there and beat on it, but not knowing really. He was seeing it firsthand, me writing, me rapping in the car. Like a lot of people didn't see that during that time. So he kind of was under the pressure, like, man, you let me down We were just up there. You just came in here and you just let me down. And I remember like turning around. We ended up leaving, and I told him, I was like, I really don't know what I did that day at MC Rockville. Like, I really don't know where that came from. And he kind of understood, right? He kind of understood. Like when I told him, he kind of understood. Like I wish I could do that again. I want that feeling again. But when we was at practice, it was something about me on a microphone and my voice. It was like when we was at practice, when I auditioned, I was still memorized hearing myself coming through speakers. It was like a feeling that was like, that is amazing. This is amazing, you know? So he understood. He said, all right, I'm gonna give it one more try. Please come to the second practice. One more time, man. One more time. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll come. And it was like out Central Avenue so like I said, once again, this is the peak of the go-go bands, of the junkyards, the backyards, and the groovers. I ain't talking about like the EUs and the Bennies, little Bennies. You know, they mainstream now. You got these little groups. You got these groups coming up making noise during this time, and we was right there with it. We right there as the only group, the only group I say, move forward. I think they was called like Ecstasy Band with Lil Wayne and them and Aubrey and them, like Lil Ecstasy. But they was from like more, but it was really us, right? The only band that was like, we was like the Jacksons for real. The Beatles, that was us to put it in the form. So the second practice, I said, all right, I'm going to go, because realized we together. I end up going. And it was another band that was there. I ain't going to say what band it was. We was getting like scrap time a little bit. We was getting any kind of little scrap time we can get. Well, they was getting, come to find out. So it was like, the band finished, and it's like, all right, I got like 20 minutes. Like the dude who's running it. I got like 20 minutes, man. Then I got to shut it down. But we already paid and everything. It was like, all right. So I remember it was just the drummer, Jay, D had the tambourines, Jalo was on the cowbell, Skin was on the piano. And I remember I was just like, so during this time, so as this time going on, right, I'm getting more into go-go music. Even to this day and to now, what I would do is, even back then, I was studying the game of, I was studying music, the go-go music. So you know how people would go out and party and dance. I would just stand. I was so small, I would sneak through, and I would just stand in the back by the band and just watch every movement. I would watch the drum. I would go to a show and watch just the one session, would just watch the drum pedal hit the bass and how many times he double up on the foot pedal. Or I would watch how the lead talker close his fist, open his fist, put up a 2 sign, throw him in a pocket, take him out of a pocket, take him into a roller time groove, take him out of a roller time groove, in a roller time groove, close the hi-hats, bring in the tambourine. Like I was watching all that. It was like I was in school. And the more I sat there and started to watch, I started to learn so much and fell in love with go-go music, y'all, over the period of time. So this time, I'm like, when I go the second time, I already know what to do. So I'm like, I'm mimicking what I'm saying. I'm telling them, double up on I'm telling them, hey, double up on the pedal. Hey, Jay. So at this point, remember from the MC Rockville, now it's crossover, Jay. He would cross over, and Jay would start to learn how to whistle on the cargo. So it was funny, man. And I remember I got on the mic, and I kind of was in the groove now, right? I'm in the groove, and I kind of did good. Not as good as MC Rockville, but I kind of did good when Jay's like, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what I was talking about, y'all. So he happy. That's what I was talking about. After we finished, the lady walked up to us. The lady was their manager. She was like, y'all got a manager? We was like, nah, we don't got no manager. She was like, you sound good. You sound good on the mic, talking about me. She was like, y'all all sound good. She was like, you know what? Y'all live. Y'all live why? We all looked at each other, was like, live why? We live why? She was like, y'all the live why band. And I'm y'all manager. Man, we walked out of there. We was so happy, y'all. So happy, man. At this point, you couldn't tell us nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't say a word to me, man. For real. You couldn't say nothing. All we was missing was Spike Lee with the cameras on us, man. She got us our first show. So once again, another fun fact. For sure, I'm 100% sure we probably was the first group to perform in Montgomery County. We was the first ones to, you can ask anybody in the group, and we was the first go-go band to perform in Montgomery County, Maryland. We had a show. She got us a show up on Rockville Pike. Man, she got us to practice. She got us more time to practice. And Jay lived on Roanoke. Rest in peace to Teddy. Teddy had so Backyard used to perform at Teddy's house on Roanoke over there. And the drum player for Back would be down there. Sometimes he would sit in with us during practice. But there's been times like, man, that's a whole nother story as well. It's times where Teddy wouldn't even let us, he would turn off the lights, wouldn't even let us come in and practice, man. Or his father be like, not today. We be so ready to go practice because we in the zone. But yeah, man. I mean, we got gated on a lot, y'all, besides practice. After we started moving up, we got gated on by a lot of people. So she got us the show. We were so happy with the set we had. We get up there. By this time, I now got like 2 cars. Everybody just, man, a group of girls from, we got a lot of people. We got a lot of followers now. And all those people from that Rockville day, they wanted to see us perform again. Man, so much people came out to Rockville to see us perform on the Pike. And one thing about go-go, especially back then, if a band was able to get them to fight, that was an accomplishment. It sounds crazy though, y'all, but if a go-go band can get you to fight, back then it was just strictly fighting. It was you had your little stat, whatever, but really just a fight in the crowd. You did it. So we prayed. We were in the back. The owner met us. The manager's there. We see the crowd. We see everybody there. We so hyped. We in the back. We end up praying. We get on stage. We got to the first groove. I licked the Skinny. He was on the keyboards. He hit the dun 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 dun. And I said, so remind y'all, this whole story I'm telling y'all is my vocals coming through a microphone through the speakers. That is something that is just different. Now that I know now at the age I'm at, and I did a lot of shows after this. I performed in clubs, I emceed, I did everything after that, and it's always when my voice is coming through a microphone. And this is the second time I performed in front of a group of people. And the first word I said, so when we went to the show, it's the same group of girls that's always been with us as kids. So they supporting us, so when they came, they there, right? Everybody's happy, and there's other group of girls, other group of people we don't know. The first word I said on the mic, y'all, I just remember one of the girls grabbing my leg, like rubbing my leg. One of the girls we came with just came out of left field and just hit her. Boom, sleep time. She with a group of girls. Man, it turned into an all-out fight, y'all. We were so mad. We all were so mad because we worked really hard on this set, and for us to get practices and what we had to do, even to get equipment. We had to get people to actually let us use equipment. It was just a lot, and to us the last, just for me saying one word and the fight to break out and the show was over, to the point the manager lady was like, yeah, I gave y'all the right name, Live Rob, but she's like, seeing this, I can't even go further with you guys. I can't even do it with y'all. Y'all is too live for me. And then the club owner was like, I don't want this in my establishment, because they really don't know what go-go is, really. We really don't want this. So that was an open and shut, closed case. So then after that, we thinking they still gonna get us back in there because we still bring a lot of people. A lot of people came out. They made a lot of money. A lot of money was made. It probably was like $5. We had flyers and everything. We had a lot of people come out. They canceled us. The following week, they had Backyard in there. So remind you, Backyard coming up too. They heard, hold on, they got Go-Go Montgomery County, a little band Live. Wow, we bumping them out the way. Get them out the way fast. If they brung 30 people, we can bring 80 next week. So now the owner hears that. It's like, I can bring 80. Then they got products they can show. Like, look, we got 10 tapes. We here, there, They end up performing instead of fighting, somebody got severely hurt at the show, to where they shut his whole establishment down. But that would have been an every weekend thing for us. But it didn't happen that way. And that was the story of me becoming the lead talker of Livewire Band. And if that fight didn't happen and we would have performed our whole set, who knows? The group probably would have still been together. Because after that, and I'll tell y'all that story later on down the line. I think this is enough. I said it's part 4. This is a long story. Like, we ended up having another show in Tacoma Park, because a lot of people was like, bring it closer to Tacoma Park. We was like, give it one more chance. And we ended up performing in Tacoma Park, and that performance was a nightmare. How fast we was in the clouds is how fast we came falling right back down on our faces, man. Real fast. Everybody got bigger than what we thought we really was, and to the point to where the group ended up breaking up. And out of everybody, mind you, y'all, I got on late to this. I wasn't even asked to do this. I didn't want to do this, to where it ended up affecting me more than anybody. It hurt me so much. I fell in love with what I was doing, and to the point they all apologized. And I'll tell y'all about that story as well. But something beautiful came out of that as well. It's always something that's going to come behind something that you think is over. And I'm going to end the story with that. But the other day, Jason texted me. He texted me and said, man, you know what? You was the best lead talker ever. And by him saying that, man, it was like the certified, to hear him say that now at this age in 2025, and him to say that it came out of nowhere, it's like, man, you know what? You was the best lead talker I ever. That meant a lot to me, right? And I know a lot of people would say that as well, because they actually saw that performance in Rockville and they saw what I did. And at the same time, I know for sure, if I was to get her to go band again, like, I would love to do that, like, one good time, like a show, get on the mic and just perform with a band, like practice with a band, or just zone out and go out there and play with a band. I ain't said I'm going out there and rap or just rock out with a band. Man, I would love to do that, man. But that's the story of Eric becoming Little E, the lead talker of Livewire Go-Go Band. Thank y'all for listening. Put God first, man. Got more coming. Gone.